Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I was thinking of what look I could create for you all and I came up with this. So I decided that I wanted to create a look for beginners. Every time I post any of my videos or any of my pictures on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, I get tons and tons of women saying, I wish I could get my eyes to look like that, but I can't. You can. You just need the basics. And so this video is for you beginners. I love this because once you get the technique and the right brushes, you are good to go. So beginners, get yourself some nice fluffy brushes. They don't have to be super expensive. I will post the ones I use down below, but I will make a video specifically for brushes, but I do kind of briefly talk about them as I go about my tutorial. But all I need really fluffy brushes and just to learn how to layer certain color combos. I love this combo because you can sub it out for whatever color you want. If you get a new palette, if you get new ShadowSense, whatever you use on your eyes, you can follow these tips and tricks and just kind of do what I do and just swap out different colors. So this is what I call like a traditional eyeshadow for beginners. Beginners, this is for you. I hope you enjoy. And give it a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. Here it is, the finished look. Stay tuned to see how I created this look. So I'm going to put Whisper Pink all over my lids and underneath my brow bone, and I'm using this kind of as a primer. You don't really need a primer with ShadowSense, but I still love to put one color over everything just to kind of even out my skin tone. And I'm using my trusty flat brush by Ego Tools, and I'm concentrating a lot of the product as a brow bone highlight underneath my brows. My brows are already done, but by using this lighter color, it just helps to kind of carve out and crisp up my brow line. Next, with my fluffy brush by Real Techniques, I love this stuff, I'm just dusting Mulberry. As you can see, I didn't even pull my wand out. You don't need that much product. So I'm just dusting it lightly and putting that in my crease area up into the lighter portion of my brow highlight I just created. And I love using a transition shade just to warm up that mid-range area from the top of my crease to almost all the way up, but I'm leaving that brow bone highlight, as you can see, still pigmented and bright. And I'm using windshield wiper in circular motions. That is key to blending out your eyeshadow. And you can see without putting new product on, I go back and forth and back and forth, and that's going to ensure a seamless transition shade. For transition shades, I'd like to use a mid-tone color. I like it to be in between the light and the darker color. And I like mine personally to be matte. I don't like any shimmer in that crease area, but if you like shimmer, girl, go for it. But I love my mattes. As you can see, I use them a ton. So I'm just building this color, like all my colors, up to the darkness that I like. Sorry ladies if this is getting a little long. I didn't want to speed it up too much since this is for beginners. I really wanted you to see the process and how I go back and forth and build up that color. So I really thought this was important for beginners to see. Okay, I love to darken up my crease, so I'm taking Garnet on a smaller shader brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just concentrating that in the crease. As you can see, I place it and kind of wiggle it back and forth and just rock my brush back and forth to blend it out. Garnet is super pigmented, so I'm using the tiniest amount. With darker colors, if you're a beginner, it's key to just use a tiny bit to begin with. You can always go back in for more, but taking it away is super hard and it gets super muddy and messy. So just go lightly and you can go back in for more. So yes, I'm just rocking it back and forth, just the crease and the outer corner of my lid. And as you know, if you've seen my other videos, I'm obsessed with blending, so I'm going back in with my big fluffy brush. There's no product on this, ladies. I'm just using it because it's bigger and it'll blend out bigger areas. So I'm blending that darker color in with my transition shade. and it really helps pull your look together and help it look a little more natural, and the gradient effect will be more apparent. So you can use as much of that darker shade as you like. It's all preference here. If you like it just a little bit, just with a little bit of depth, you can go ahead and stop, but I like it a little bit darker. So I do go back in quite a few times because, again, I don't have a ton of product on my brush. There's barely any. Okay, to brighten up my lid, I'm using Pink Frost. This is like my everyday go-to lid color, and I am packing it in. When I say pack, I mean I'm just kind of pressing it into my skin. I don't want to blend it out too much because I do want to have a better color payoff, and it's more pigmented if you press it in rather than blend it all the way out. This will help open my eyes, and I'm going back in more because I wanted a little bit more pigment in the middle of my eyelid to the inner corner. And then with no product, just whatever is left in that smaller brush, I'm just kind of blurring the lines between the light and the dark. Next, I'm going in with just a little bit more Garnet on my shader brush to really darken out that outer corner. I wanted it a little bit darker. I covered up a little bit of it as I put my Pink Frost, so just darkening it up. And then to help the transition of all the light and dark colors, again, I'm just going in with that fluffy brush and blending one more time. So if you have smaller eyes like I do, you want to put a lighter color, so I'm popping Whisper Pink in my inner corner and then smudging that in my lower lash line on the inner corner as well, just to really open up my eyes. If you put a brighter color there, it'll help your eyes look bigger, which I definitely need help with. And then I'm going to take my big fluffy brush and just run it through one time to blend it out again. And next, a little cheat sheet, throw some micellar water on a Q-tip and use it to clean up that outer line and make it crisp. If you have a little bit of fallout, you can definitely make it look better even though you didn't have it perfect to be. Okay, so I know I promised you just 3 colors. I was kind of excluding my primer from that. What I used for the primer was Whisper Pink, and as you can see, Whisper Pink and then Pink Frost that I used on my lid. It is significantly lighter, and I like that to highlight my brow bone area and the inner corner, okay? But you could just get away with Whisper Pink in both areas, or whatever lighter shade, you can pop that on your brow bone and on your lid, so you don't have to use 2 different colors. I just kind of like to be multi-dimensional. And then obviously our transition color you have to have, and a darker color you don't have to have. You can just do a transition shade if you want, but I do think it looks a little better if you darken up the crease just a smidge, okay? Some people can even mix these 2 together so it's not quite as dark, so you can kind of decide how dark you want it. And then I love shimmers, so this is completely optional. If you like matte, just skip this step. But I love shimmers, and this is Pink Opal Shimmer, and I love it. This is not included in like my core colors, what I think you should use. You need a lighter, you need a transition shade, and you need a darker. So at least those, but you can kind of play around and have fun with the others. And I'm gonna pop Pink Opal Shimmer, just because I love shimmer, all over on top of my lid, and then a little on my brow bone. Again, this is optional, but I do like shimmer on my lid and to make that highlight pop. So it is optional, but just know you can pop a color with a little bit of shimmer just to kind of brighten everything up. So here I am taking Pink Opal Shimmer, my favorite shimmer, on my flat brush, and I'm concentrating that on the center of my lids and inner corner just to give some shimmer and shine, and then I'm going to put that on my brow bone as well. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and I did my winged liner, and I also put some false eyelashes on just because I'm trying to show you them. I have really short eyelashes courtesy of my beautiful Asian mother, but they're just kind of straight and short, and so I have been wearing falsies a lot lately. So instead of showing you that portion, which I'm going to do my own separate tutorial for it, I'm going to show you in fast motion how I put on my lipstick. And today I'm trying our newest color, Sassy Z. So to start out with LipSense, you want to always clean your lips sick. You think they're clean, but they're really not. So I use witch hazel to clean them and then just drying them out right now. Okay, shake it up really well before you put it on because the pigments do settle from time to time and you need to mix those back up. And then an important thing to note is to wipe off all the excess product on your wand. You don't want a big glob on there because the key to success with LipSense is to do 3 very even thin layers, and if you have a big glob of product on there, it will not go on evenly and it will crack and it won't last as long. I do the outline of my lips first, and then I go back in and do the inner part of my lip. As you can see right here, kind of lining it. This is pink champagne. I decided to mix it up. You can layer LipSense 3 different colors because you're doing 3 different layers and create your own custom look. So here I am finishing with pink champagne. Make sure you're allowing at least 5 to 10 seconds in between layers for it to dry properly, and then seal it off with some gloss. Make sure you're glossing anywhere you put the product or your LipSense won't set like it should. So this is gonna give you that long-lasting wear and hydrate your lips. Oh my gosh! Look at this color. I am obsessed. Yes! So I did Sassy Z, I did 2 layers of Sassy Z, and then I really wanted some pink, some shimmer, so I threw on some pink champagne. Yes, please. And so it did lighten the color just a smidge because I didn't do that 3rd layer of Sassy Z, which is darker, and it added like a little bit of frost to it, which I really like, so it's not completely matte. I wanted to unmattify it. Is that a word? Unmattify? I'm making it a word. I wanted to unmattify it. So I threw on a frost. Sometimes I throw on Bombshell, which is my go-to layerer. Yeah. If I want to lighten up the color and add a little bit of shimmer, but I decided to branch out and use pink champagne, which I'm glad I did. So as always, I will post the finished look at the beginning and the end of this video, as well as on my Instagram if you want to follow it. It's just beautifullybellabymimi. And so you can see a close-up of the lips and the eyes, okay? So thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you learned a few tips and tricks on your own, if I could talk. Here's the finished look one last time. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram for more daily looks. Thanks.